here. Welcome to the 113th solo episode. I'm Esther Buerki, author of Living Without Fear and co-creator of the Amazon bestseller Inspired Journeys. You might be going through something or simply needing a moment to pause, to breathe, to feel seen. Whatever brought you here, I'm honored to be with you. And if today's episode speaks to you or brings someone to mind, please pass it on. Let's keep spreading hope. And if you want to stay close, subscribe to my newsletter or connect with me on YouTube. Your presence, your heart, your time, they mean the world to me. Thank you for being here. And today I'd like to talk about how you can coach yourself if you're going through challenging times. If nothing is working, you might have a hard time at your work, with your colleagues, with your boss. You might be in discussions with your partner because your relationship doesn't satisfy you or your partner. You might be in conflicts with your family, with friends. Whatever makes you sad, depressed, angry, desperate, I know exactly how you feel. I've been there. My whole life had been a huge struggle before I learned to coach myself. I felt exactly how one of my friends felt today when I called her. She was so desperate. She didn't want to live anymore. Her life seemed like a long battle to her. She said, "I've been happy for only a small percentage of my life. The rest has been a huge struggle." Her family had always been against her. Her children and her ex-husband treated her as if she was mentally ill. I could feel how everything seemed so dark in her life. She didn't see any light at the end of the tunnel, and she believed that disappearing silently from this world would be the only option. I've been there as well, many times. I would have put an end to my life if I had had a safe and easy solution. So I suggested to my friend that I could drive over to her, or she could come to my place and stay a couple of days at my house. And I also told her that I didn't want to lose her. Saying goodbye to my mom 3 months ago had been already enough for me. The longer we talked, the more cheerful my friend became. She started talking about the funny pictures she took this morning at the station. And at the end, she agreed that we would stick to our plan to go for a hike together the next week, because at the beginning of our call, she wanted to cancel our plan. And then she also told me that she was so grateful that I had felt she needed this call. Her situation and her state reminded me so much of my own in the past. How many times had I felt so desperate because I thought exactly the same way as my friend did today. And you might feel the same way some days as well. I remembered how I did it back then, how I went down the rabbit hole, how I ended up in this negative spiral, how I fell deeper and deeper. At the end, I felt so down, I could only cry, and most of the time, I felt so much self-pity that I cried even more. This has been soothing as well, but I would not like to go back to those dark places anymore. So, how can you coach yourself in those moments? And what do I do today in order not to fall in this rabbit hole anymore? One important thing is not to allow myself to go back to my past and remember all the similar situations that had me make feel miserable and stack them one after the other and prove myself that my whole life had been miserable until now. This is such a dangerous game. It doesn't help, but it makes everything worse. What I do instead today, I ask myself, what makes me so angry, so sad, so desperate at the moment? What is it that this little girl in me needs right now? Does it need to be seen? Does it need to be understood? Does it need to be hugged? Does it need to hear that she is good enough, she's lovable, and that the things she does are totally right, although other people around her say the opposite? And then a third thing, stay in the present and ask myself, what can I do right now to change the situation? What can my contribution be that something changes to the better? Do I need to speak the truth I'm probably afraid of doing? Or do I need to step up and do something I've never done? Or do I need to tell myself, let's wait, let's be patient, let's see what happens? What is crucial is that you have already the answer inside you. The only thing is that you don't trust yourself. You don't dare to trust yourself because you haven't had trust in yourself for your whole life. But believe me, deep inside, you have the knowing what is right and what is wrong. And you know exactly what you need to do. And sometimes it also helps me when I tell myself, this situation won't last forever. One day it will be over. I don't know yet when, and it is challenging to be in this situation, to stand it with all the emotions it brings with it. But I need to go through it. There is no other way. I need to accept it as it is. This was, for example, the situation when my mom had broken her other leg and she didn't recover from it, but just wanted to die. And it went on for nearly 4 months until she could peacefully leave this world. I could not change anything. I needed to fully accept the situation as it was. Another thing that also always helps me is to start writing down all the things I'm grateful for in my life. I force myself to go on a search for the beautiful things in my life. At the beginning, it is probably challenging because I need to shift my focus from the negative to the positive. And I tell you, you don't have to find big things that you can be grateful for. Just take the tiny little things you see around you in the room you're in, or from nature if you're outside, or just a nice cloud or a ray of sunshine. You can always find something tiny, but beautiful. And now you stack those beautiful things, one after the other. And as I said earlier, I used to stack all the negative things from my past life, and I felt more miserable from minute to minute. Have you done that as well? But now, or the next time you feel desperate, you will start stacking all the beautiful moments in your life, and you will feel totally different. And this is what I mean by coaching yourself. You don't run the old usual program and you end in a rabbit hole, but you take yourself by the hand and you consciously start a different program, a new program, and it will bring you a totally different result. Are you with me? Will you remember those steps when you will feel miserable next time? I do hope so. And if you need help with changing your state and getting a different result, let me know. I'm very grateful to guide you because I know myself it is important to have a coach who gives you the tools to take yourself by the hand and bring yourself to a better place. Thank you, dear listener, for spending your precious time with me. You're amazing, and you're a gift to everyone who crosses your path. If no one has told you this today, let me say it. You're worthy, you deserve to be loved, and you matter. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you next week.